Hello, small patrons, and welcome to Mr. Dan's Real World. Today, Mr. Dan is going to be following a paint-along that was done by the assistant manager, Miss Opal, earlier in the year. Now, this paint-along is from May 9th, and it involves Baby Yoda. So, Mr. Dan has the template, the carbon paper, the canvas, and then he was given some paints and some paint brushes. Oh, and we need one of these so we don't get paint on ourselves. Alright, tie that around the waist. Alright, let's get started. So,
hello. I'm Opal. Sorry, my dog.
hi Opal.
I'm Opal Mitchell. I work with work for the Central Arkansas Library System.
Yeah, she does.
I work at the Nixon branch in Jacksonville.
Oh, Jacksonville!
I'm the adult programmer, and today I'm going to be doing a family paint-along.
Okay.
And I'm going to be showing you how to paint this. Call him Baby Yoda or the child. If you watch The Mandalorian Star Wars television show, he gets called the child in that.
Fun fact, Mr. Dan has never seen The Mandalorian. He's going to, though.
It's kind of loosely based off of that character from that television show. So I found a sketch of this character online. Let's see, I'm looking to see what the name of the website is, drawingforall.net. And I just took the sketch and drew it onto a canvas and then painted it myself. So I'm using the sketch as like a traceable for this program.
Okay. So, Mr. Dan talked with Miss Opal before going into this painting venture, and Miss Opal suggested, and this is a deviation from the video, that Mr. Dan paint the background first. So, that is what he is going to do. So, the background in the paint-along is light blue, so Mr. Dan is not going to deviate from that. We're going to grab some blue. Mr. Dan is going to put this on the inside of Miss Linda's composition book. She'll be okay. And then Mr. Dan is going to grab some white. Is that the proper? Is this how you do it? Alright. Mr. Dan has some blue and some white. So now he's going to mix it up. And then Mr. Dan made this kind of blue. It's a little bit darker than what's in Miss Opal's painting class, but Mr. Dan thinks that that's going to be okay. Mr. Dan is just going to kind of like that. The whole canvas. Try not to get paint on the table. Oh, dang. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Mr. Dan's making a mess. How have you been today, small patrons? Has life been getting you down still? Well, that's okay. Painting helps. Making very fine works of art does boost one's confidence. Carbon paper.
It's carbon paper, graphite paper, tracing paper.
What slide goes down?
Hey, Angela. So,
hi, Angela.
Keep mine more.
So, Mr. Dan is just kind of blotting the paint to try and get it to dry faster. It's not working. So, it looks like Miss Opal is gonna trace just the big lines. So, when the canvas dries, we'll lay down the carbon paper and whatnot, and then we'll trace it. Okay, we did it! Okay. So, we're gonna take our carbon paper. Mr. Dan is assuming the shiny side goes down. Have our pencil. Do this. Number 2, just in case anybody was curious. Now, Miss Opal did a very smart thing, and she taped her drawing down. Mr. Dan did not do that.
I'm gonna try the mouth like they have here.
Mr. Dan will as well. Oh, she's moved on to the ears. Oh boy. Okay, hold on.
For the ear area.
Wait.
so we can.
Oh no!
Because
Oh
I
no!
have problems with my
Easy fix! Easy fix! Easy fix! Easy fix!
Okay, and you can don't ever throw away that transfer paper
Oh.
because you can reuse it several times.
Oh. Did you hear that, guys?
Like probably the fourth time.
Don't throw this away. It's reusable.
Now that we've got our
Recycle it. Oh yes. Look at this. Can you see it? That looks real neat. Okay, so we're gonna grab some of the green.
Not like a forest green, like mine's just a regular green. As long as it's not a really dark green, you're gonna be good. So I'm gonna put some of that on my plate here.
Mr. Dan's gonna put some of that on the. Oh, here's the yellow, like that. And then Mr. Dan is going to grab some of the white. All right, so this is what all Mr. Dan has. So he's gonna mix that together and see what we got. All right, so this is the green. Mr. Dan remembers Star Wars. The Yoda character does seem to be like a light green with like some yellow undertones. Be very hard to get them matched at Sephora. Okay, that line work is something to be desired. That looks so much better than what Mr. Dan is doing right now. You guys see? This is where we're at so far. Mr. Dan's a little concerned that his mullet isn't looking right. What do you guys think? The mullet is very important. If your mullet's off, the whole day's off. Okay. So now we're gonna go to the rest of the face.
We're gonna outline everything in black.
Oh.
So that's not a big deal. You'll be able to cover.
Thank goodness, because the line work on this is not great. Thank you, Miss Opal. Mr. Dan was stressing just a little bit. Mr. Dan appreciates the dulcet tones of Miss Opal's voice during this paint-along because... Okay. Mr. Dan has reservations about doing the thumb on this hand. But Mr. Dan's gonna do it. Oh! Okay. Don't panic. So Mr. Dan has switched to this brush to do the fingers. Uh-oh. Mr. Dan was trying to pull some of this brown, but it's dried. Okay, so Mr. Dan is just gonna use a dark green, or the green that we have, which is, see, that green. And then Mr. Dan can kind of see where this is going. Looks like the parts where the shadows would naturally be, so in the ears and on the bumpity bumps and the eyes and the nose and the mouth, which the eyes are black, so Mr. Dan doesn't really know how we're gonna pull that one off, but oh hey. But we'll try. So this is what we have. Mr. Dan is gonna dip in water the paintbrush that still has some paint on it, and he's gonna hope that this will give a bit more of a shadow in the pockets of the ears and on the head crinkles. Oh, that's not so bad. It's actually quite artistic. Yay! This is kind of what Mr. Dan did with the ear.
Like a dry brushing it a little bit. The shadow works better if you do it more like a dry brush.
So this is what Mr. Dan has for the ears. Yeah, that's right.
Here's my line.
Mr. Dan was asking that as well, Miss Opal. Mr. Dan's gonna improvise because these are the lines that he has. So let's improvise a couple lines.
It has the inside ear kind of look to her barking.
Okay, where you going with that green?
Fingernails.
Where you going with that green? Oh, nails. Okay. She moved to the eyes. This one, dried. Oh boy, here we go. Oh, Mr. Dan's in trouble. Oh no. Mr. Dan thinks he's gonna, do multiple layers of brown. And they kind of hope that will
I think I went.
drive it more opaque.
Okay. It's getting
Alright,
very
so
close to the edge
thus
of that.
far,
There's not gonna be a whole lot of it showing.
we have this.
But
Yay!
alright, so and
So she's really going in on that.
if it was a much
It is going to look a little blue. Because again, we're working with dry paint. And we're adding water as we go. Mr. Dan's just going over the eyes really quick.
instead of
So Mr. Dan thinks that instead of just mixing the brown with the white, he's just gonna do white for the outer trim of the coat. So the parts of the coat that are now, that are just blue. Just because Mr. Dan foresees some difficulty with mixing a brown that constantly needs to be rehydrated with a white.
So Mr. Dan is going to take the larger round brush and
Mr. Dan thinks that when he's done with all this, he's gonna go back over the lines, maybe find some black paint, or wait till it dries and does it with a black Sharpie marker. Alright, small patrons, this is what Mr. Dan has. And when this dries, he's gonna go back over with a Sharpie marker and just kind of touch up the edges, make sure they look good. But yeah, that was the painting class that Miss Opal did back in May. If you want to do this painting Baby Yoda class, you can go to the Nixon Library's Facebook page, click on videos, scroll down until you find this painting class. So remember, small patrons, give yourself time to do something that brings you relaxation and peace. Be kind to each other, and Mr. Dan, we'll see you later.